rushing to get into the expo in 8th grade. Yeah, we're so geeks. Don't anybody lie to themselves. Up here is PAX. And I think PAX looks pretty much as impressive and about the same as GDC, San Francisco. I didn't put BlizzCon up here. It was very similar, except they have BlizzCon plastered everywhere, so you automatically know where you were. But we're going to invite in students, we're going to invite in consumers, just on the expo floor. You know, this is where everybody is pretty much equal. And we're all here to look at the cool, geek technology. Because there's some really awesome stuff out there. I've seen some film technology in the last month or so that's just mind-blowing, and all I really want to do is film the technology. I'm not so concerned about what's going to come out of it. I'm just more concerned that somebody made that, and that's really awesome. Brian talked about the robotics teams. We're going to have a display of robotics and student projects and having some really cool stuff just on the showroom floor. Because I've seen those displays, and they are amazing. You know, there's a bunch of 15 and 16-year-olds who can barely shave and, you know, haven't figured out like their voices yet. And then we have a robotic that could toss a basketball into an actual basket. You know, I can't do that. I'm not an engineer. So what's the value? Why would you come? Well, if you're an individual, right now this is about careers. Every one of these shows is about going there, promoting your career, finding out what the next thing is, and trying to find your next job, or to secure the one that you're currently in. Of course, there's professional development too. You know, we go for the sessions, we go to find out what the speakers are. We're going to have a heavy focus on actual professional development. You know, you may be seeing a programming track that says, how do I advance my career as a programmer? What things do I need to learn outside of languages? What skill sets do I need to pick up? Curiosity, what's out there, what's happening, what's going on? We just need to know. Game developers and tourists that ever worked tend to be really heads down. This is a great excuse to kind of break away from the norm for a couple of days and find out what's happening in our own industry. Networking, you know, if you want your next job, Gordon mentioned we're all going to be individual contractors. That's not really, that's not very far away, you know, and actually, as far as I'm concerned, I've been that in many ways in the last 15 years. So networking is how you get your next gig. It's how I've gotten all of my gigs, actually. I've never gotten anything through cold calling. And showcasing, showing off what you can do. You know, we're going to have speakers, we're going to have people get up on panels and workshops and fun things. And of course, you know, we're all there for fun. We have a bunch of networking events and have a blast. If you run a business or you want to start a business, this is going to be a great place for market validation. This is probably one of our most unique selling points. We're actually going to create a system in which each person is incentivized to play with the product and provide a survey feedback. For completed feedback, you get a prize. It's going to be a certain amount, you get the whole system, we're working on that. What does that mean? That means if we have 4,000 or 5,000 people at a conference and the product gets, 20 positive reviews, they got a bad idea. If they get 5,000 positive reviews, they've got a great idea. And if you're the exhibitor, you can't buy that value. That's not plausible. Market validation for 50 to 100 people usually runs about $10,000. It's very expensive. And of course, businesses are there to make business connections. They want to find other businesses they want to work with. And they need to see what new ideas out there. You know, we're going to try and get some publishers and distributors out there and have them look. I hear people, went to PAX, the Valve guys were there, and Valve saw the line out the booth and said, yeah, I'll put you on Steam. So that's, if you're an independent developer, that is the reason to be there. That is the reason to put up some money, because there's a high promise. You're either going to fail fast or you're going to succeed fast. And of course, businesses are there are going to be to recruit and network amongst themselves. We're going to have lots of tracks. I figured everybody needs to have a day or two. I'm not going to put 3 days of sessions on you, because that's kind of boring, actually. We're also going to focus heavy on workshops and roundtables, because I don't know about you guys, but sitting in one-to-many, I feel really bad about this format, which is why I kind of like break up with as many people as possible, because after a while you kind of just lose interest. Like in 1 to 2 hours, you're done. Imagine trying to do 8 hours. But we're going to have all these groups represented, and we're going to have something for everybody. We're going to make it accessible. We're going to make it interesting. There's a lot of topics that people kind of go, well, that's not me. And actually, every topic in this conference is probably for you. You wouldn't be surprised. We're setting it up so we have programmers doing talks to tell anybody in the audience that, yes, you want to talk about this new system. If you're in business development, you need to know about it because I'm going to revolutionize the way you work. Workshops are definitely going to be a little bit more specific. I'm going to get people in there. I've already had one person who said, I just need to give a talk on how to get people to shut off while they're doing audio. I was like, okay, so he's going to actually run a workshop on how to properly do voice acting. And that's cool, because you know what? I'm a producer, and that would have been useful to know about 15 years ago, when I first started to manage voice acting. So as you can tell, we have a lot of stuff that we're planning and we're doing with that. And if you have a passion about something, by the way, I am doing open solicitation for speakers. If you really like, you know what, I have a thing that I want to talk about and nobody else will give me a voice. Captivate is about giving people a voice. Giving somebody who's small, who's independent, who's ignorant a voice, as long as it's an intelligent one. We've got some events. We've already talked about a couple of these. We have some more that we're planning, but I didn't want to go into them. We're on a VIP patio party. The IGDA has hosted one for DC for a long time, and that just lets the movers and shakers of the community get together, hang out, and join in. We're going to have a bunch of networking events we're going to host. We have huge access. If you've ever been to the Palmer Event Center, their outdoors is amazing. They have a beautiful view overlooking the river, the lake, whatever you call it. It's a river, people. I'm from a place.
It's a fine spot.
Whatever, it's a river. We're going to have a game jam. I talked to Brian from Skill Point. He's going to run a game jam. And we're just going to do a film equivalent. It's going to be 48-hour film project, and what it is crews are going to have to write a story about what's happening at the event. But it'd be really kind of interesting in constriction. They can only film during the conference, but they can do all their editing and everything else in the evening and afternoon and check that out. I think it would be kind of interesting to get it cool. Chair Jennifer Bullard gave me a really awesome idea. It's called Warlords. So if you have over X number of years of experience, I think she said 15, you get to be a warlord. I'm super excited because I actually had the 15-year mark this year. And then you get minions. Because what's being a warlord without minions? It's a social networking event. If you're over, we'll identify who doesn't have the logins and how many years of an industry. If you're over 15 years, you get minions. And what do you do with those minions? You get one minion to start with. We assign you one person, and then other people sign up, and they get to be just kind of loose random minions. And your minion goes to a kiosk, and we answer trivia about the game industry, about the film industry, about the music industry. And the minion that wins gets to steal the other minion. The warlord's minion wins. So it's not about what the warlord knows, it's about what their minions know, because this is actually more about management. When I'm a manager, I don't actually care what I know. Now I need to know what my team knows. So that's what Warlords is based on. So you're going to want to have that student or that person who's kind of new, but they're really, really knowledgeable about the film industry, or really, really knowledgeable about the music industry, or really, really knowledgeable about video games. You want to build a great team. You want to be a warlord. The cool thing, if you're a minion, you now get to hang out with a 15-year industry veteran for the day. There is no other way you will ever meet anybody. Even if you've been in the industry for 7 or 8 years, how often do you get to meet somebody and hang out with them who's been in for 20 or 25 years? That's not ever going to happen. And of course, Survey Says. So Survey Says is going to be the competition for the market validation. We're going to have prizes if you complete every single product on the expo floor. You're going to get raffled into a very large prize. I'm still working on the details on that, but we're going to have different tiers. And anybody who's in attendance, even if you're an exhibitor, you get to go in and fill out, product surveys. Because we really want people to participate. We want people to understand that this conference isn't walk up, look around, be bored, and walk away. There's way more going on, and if you don't participate, that's your fault. So I'm going to stop boring you. We are CaptivateConference.com. Come take a look. We've got a website up, and I'm going to go back to not an artist. Okay, I'm working on that. Also, not really graphic design. It's nice. It's at least not offensive. But It's readable. You will read everything. I'm very, very good about the whole reading thing. You see the nice like background here with the big bold text? Yes, I understand readability. That's my job. That's what I do. Make it very, very functional. So we have a functional website. You check out some sponsor stuff. We're going to be putting up ticket sales in March. We're going to have early bird pricing. And let everybody know that come and check us out and have a lot of fun. Just like I said, it's going to be open to the entire community. If people want to come, we're going to have a lot of fun things. And if you also say, man, I always wanted to have at something at a conference and nobody's ever done it before, come see me about it. IGDA is doing this, so we're accepting volunteers with some really awesome ideas who want to just play around and have some fun. Thank you. So that concludes our programming for the evening. The people who spoke, except for one, have all stayed here, so you can get and talk with them. I encourage everyone to get involved. I know a lot of people are employed. I've been there myself. I am there. It happens. It sucks. But the best thing you can do, like I said, I got all my jobs through networking. So take some time, network, see if you can reach out, see if you can volunteer, keep your skills sharp. Don't kind of waste away in a place where you're upset and angry, because positive, happy people get jobs. Thank you. Woo.
Pass left.